I guess our biggest gripe is that there's not enough locals. Because even in my building, every time I see a local, it's like somebody working there, or once in a while, a realtor showing some other people not from the spot. And every time I meet somebody local, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, right?
Yes.
Or it's literally like going out in the continent and seeing somebody wear a Hawaii shirt, and you're like, hey, you're from Hawaii.
Yeah.
That's how it feels like seeing another local in our buildings and where we're living.
Yep.
And I think it's just we're complaining because there's not enough locals, and there's not enough locals because locals don't make enough money.
Yes. If housing prices went to infinity, it would be fine as long as wages went to infinity. The problem is housing prices have gone to infinity and wages are still the same that they were 10 years ago. Part of that is just the structure of Hawaii's economy, lots of service industry, tourism, hospitality, where wages typically don't track along with inflation. Part of it is an increase in people moving here whose incomes do track along with inflation. I always think about there are two types of professions that track inflation and professions that don't. And people in those two paths live totally different lives. So like real estate obviously tracks inflation. Usually lawyers increase their wages with inflation. Healthcare, a lot of times, for doctors, right, their wages go up. But for sort of low wage service jobs, they don't keep pace with inflation. And so every year they're struggling more and more to afford housing, to afford groceries. And these are like structural big economic problems that we have to resolve. And they're not just Hawaii problems, they're United States problems, but these are just problems that countries face with inflation.